Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Before we get into the video, let's play a drinking game. Take a drink every time in the video you hear me say fried chicken. If you chose to drink an alcoholic beverage, please leave your drunk comments at the end. Just about everybody loves good old fried chicken. Well, unless you're a chicken, of course. It's delicious and it's comforting and it soothes your soul. I remember a long time ago when I was a kid, the night before we would go on road trips, my mom would make fried chicken. And all of us would stop at one of the roadside rest areas and eat fried chicken, hard-boiled eggs, and beanie weenies. Oh, and the little tin cans of Donald Duck orange juice. Talk about nostalgia. This was obviously way before there was a fast food restaurant at every exit going down 95. But even if you want to make fried chicken at home, it can be time consuming and messy. And if you're just frying chicken for one or two people, that's a lot of mess and a lot of work. Well, in some people's eyes. And some people just don't want to make fried chicken at home. So if you don't want to make fried chicken at home, you can go to one of your local fried chicken restaurants and pick up a family dinner. But I found out not too long ago how much it costs to feed your family a fried chicken dinner from any of the chains. Even if you're just feeding yourself a 2-piece or a 3-piece meal, it's ridiculously expensive. So if you don't want to make fried chicken at home and you don't want to break your budget, your next bet is to go down the frozen food aisle in your local grocery store and pick up a frozen fried chicken dinner like Hungry Man Select's Classic Fried Chicken Dinner and Banquet's Mega Meats Original Crispy Chicken Dinner. So today, I'm going to try both of these frozen fried chicken dinners and see which one is the best. Starting off with the 16-ounce Hungry Man Select's Classic Fried Chicken Dinner that consists of tender white and dark meat chicken, home-style mashed potatoes, sweet corn, and a chocolate brownie, and cost $5.47. Here's the list of ingredients. Now this is interesting and confusing. They say that the fried chicken portion of white meat is chicken breast with rib meat, which I understand and agree with. But then they say the fried chicken portion dark meat is simply dark chicken portions. Well, there's a chicken leg and a chicken thigh. Both are dark meat. Why don't they specify? And you'll see why I'm asking in a minute. The whole Hungry Man Select's Classic Fried Chicken Dinner has 790 calories, 40 grams of total fat, 9 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 145 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,400 milligrams of sodium, 69 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 16 grams of sugars, and 39 grams of protein. Now you can cook the Hungry Man fried chicken in the microwave or the oven. And nobody in their right mind would microwave crispy fried chicken, except for my brother. He eats one of these Hungry Man fried chicken dinners once a week, and he cooks it in the microwave. But he doesn't eat the skin. Like I said, nobody in their right mind would microwave fried chicken. I love you, my brother, but that's just weird. So here's our Hungry Man fried chicken dinner right out of the freezer and right out of the box. So the oven instructions say to remove the plastic from over the brownie and then slit the film over the chicken, and then it goes into a preheated 350 degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. Now while our Hungry Man fried chicken dinner is in the oven, let's go over the 14.25 ounce Banquet Mega Meats Original Crispy Fried Chicken that consists of 2 juicy pieces of crispy fried chicken and home-style mashed potatoes with scallions that cost $4.18. Now here's the list of ingredients, and here they have a chicken thigh and a chicken drumstick, the way it should be listed. The whole Banquet Classic Fried Chicken Dinner has 530 calories, 25 grams of total fat, 7 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 180 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,290 milligrams of sodium, 38 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, less than 1 gram of sugars, and 36 grams of protein. Now again, you can cook the Banquet fried chicken dinner in the microwave or the oven, but we're going to cook it in the oven. Here's our Banquet Classic Fried Chicken Dinner right out of the freezer and right out of the box. Now the instructions say to remove the film from the whole tray and then cook in a preheated 350 degree oven for 50 to 55 minutes. Here's our Hungry Man classic fried chicken dinner after cooking in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. Out of all 3 pieces of fried chicken, the only one I recognize is the leg. Now I know some people will cut big pieces of breast in half for more even cooking without overcooking, but neither one of these resemble either half of the chicken breast. So we gave the sweet corn a mix first, and then got a big old spoonful. And then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet it went. And Hungry Man consistently has delicious, sweet, fresh tasting corn. And this corn was no exception. And Hungry Man also notoriously makes bad mashed potatoes. I mean, they're worse than your mother-in-law's. So we gave him a mix to give him a try anyway. For you, the people, so you don't have to. We got a big old spoonful. And then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet they went. And Hungry Man is definitely very consistent with the delicious corn and also with the pasty, flavorless mashed potatoes. So next we went in to attempt to try the drumstick, but it was way too hot for Verlissa's fingers. So we got a fork and shanked it like a prison snitch. Now the top of the chicken appears to be nice and crispy, however, the bottom is soggy. Is that moisture or grease causing the sogginess? So I took a big old bite, and the drumstick was super juicy and tender, like I expected it to be. However, the crust, even on the top, wasn't crispy at all. But there wasn't really any additional added seasoning whatsoever. It just tasted like fried chicken, which isn't really a bad thing, but a little salt and pepper or some other seasonings would have gone a long way. Now we tried our first mystery piece of fried chicken. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's a chicken thigh, even though it doesn't really look like a chicken thigh. And once again, it's pretty soggy on the bottom. So into the old pie hole, and down the gullet it went. And now I'm starting to understand why my brother pulls the skin off the Hungry Man fried chicken. It's just not very good at all. It's soggy and it's greasy, and the chicken itself was definitely very moist, but again, it had no flavor. And the chicken itself didn't really have the bone structure of a thigh or a breast. So maybe it was one of those pieces that was cut up funny into a portion, or it was just a big bag with plenty of meat on it. And our second piece also looks like a portion of something, which means Hungry Man's classic fried chicken dinner does not contain 3 pieces of chicken, it contains 3 portions of chicken. So it's really only 2 pieces of chicken. Well, 3 portions, but 2 pieces. Does that make any sense? Yeah, Larry, it makes perfect sense to me. Well, that's perfect, Scooter. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Now, the top part of this chicken definitely looks the crispiest and the best, but again, the bottom is a soggy mess. And this, I'm 100% sure, is a piece of breast, because it looked like a breast, tasted like a breast, dry like a breast is when it's overcooked. And I've had enough of the Hungry Man chocolate brownies before, so I'm gonna opt out on trying this one, because they're all not very good at all. Now let's see how the Banquet Mega Meats fried chicken dinner fares against Hungry Man's classic fried chicken dinner. And at least I can identify both pieces of chicken in this meal. One's a leg and one's a thigh. Now, just like Hungry Man is notoriously known for having bad mashed potatoes, Banquet Mega Meals are notoriously known for having delicious home-style mashed potatoes. So I gave them a mix and got a forkful. And then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet they went. Now, I've said it once, and I'll say it again, and again, and again. Banquet's Mega Dinners have the best frozen mashed potatoes I've ever had. And I'm not sure why Banquet doesn't use these same mashed potatoes in all of their meals. So now it's time to try the drumstick. And the top of the crust looks delicious and crispy, but the bottom looks pretty soggy, but I'm not sure if that's the soggy crust or the mashed potatoes on the bottom. Either way, into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Now that was some delicious, moist and tender, crispy fried chicken with just enough added seasonings to kick it up a couple notches, which is what the Hungry Man was missing. So far it was light years better than the Hungry Man fried chicken, but it wasn't nearly as moist as the Hungry Man drumstick was. Next we tried the thigh, and I'm 100% this is a thigh, because it looks like a thigh. And again, the top is crispy, and the bottom of this is certainly mushy and soggy. See, these fast food manufacturers put their fried chicken on a grid, on a tray that has grids in it. That way, it's not sitting in its own juices and fat, getting soggy. Now that looked and tasted like a delicious chicken thigh. Why? Because it was a chicken thigh. Now the soggy bottoms on both chickens from the Hungry Man and the Banquet was very off-putting, very unpalatable. But even with that said, the Banquet Mega Meats fried chicken was apples and oranges compared to the Hungry Man fried chicken. And that's why I'm giving the Banquet Mega Meats fried chicken dinner with mashed potatoes a 7 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your family and friends and your enemies. And I'll see you soon.